Welcome to clue number 1. In clue number 1, we're going to do rounds number 1 through 3. You're going to do all your motifs at the same time. I'm recommending that whenever you do these kind of ideas, when you go to start, you're going to complete all of round number 1 for each one of your motifs, and then come back and do round number 2 and then round number 3. So in today's clue, it's round number 1 through 3. Do all of your motifs and then join me back here and we'll begin round number 4 through 7 next time. So let's begin rounds number 1 through 3. So let's get going on the boho ornament Afghan. So this is a design by me. I actually developed it about 3 years ago, and I moved all the way to Nova Scotia and I pulled it out and I rejigged it 2 more times in order to really get it to be extra special. So the original design was a little more complex, took a little bit more time than I prefer, so I simplified some of the steps without losing much of the texture. So what you have to decide right off the bat is how many of these motifs that you're going to make. In this configuration, the original, the way I did it, looks like this when you have everything out. So let me just back out the camera a little bit more, and so this is what it will look like, and you can see that you have 6 along the top, and then there's 5 and 6 and 5 and 6 and all the way down. So I decided that I wasn't gonna cheapen out and make a smaller size Afghan. I wanted to make it a bit bigger. So if you were going to subtract anything out, just make sure that you're just ending it right. So if you only want this instead, or maybe if you just want that, it's completely up to you. Your creativity, you can do what most suits you. So during the actual production of making this pattern, I actually put it together in a different format, and I wish I would have kind of done it this way instead in retrospect, but things you always learn, hindsight is 20/20. So this one here, it requires a different amount of motifs, but not very much different to make this one as per the pattern. This is 50 motifs, this is 52. So what you're doing is see that you got 6 up here, you've eliminated 2 on either side and kind of shift them out so it makes the interior look more bulging. So you have to determine how many motifs that you're going to do. Next thing that you have to do is determine your colors. Let's talk about that. The entire Afghan is completely random, absolutely completely random, except for 3 spots in each motif in order to keep it consistent. Do you notice? So let's talk about color. As I told you, the center matches the round number 9. So it's the same color, and when you look at it, it's consistent. The other color that's consistent is white. White is in round number 8, and they're in all of them at number 8. When you do scrap gans, even though it can be erratic, which this one is, I had some consistency, which was the middle one, the outside one, and this white, and everything else in between was erratic. So my goal is that I was never gonna repeat a color twice that is existing between this area and this area. So all of these are completely unique all throughout the whole thing. The more colors that you play with, the more motif options that you have, and obviously the less colors that you choose, you'll probably have repeats. Now during photography, this is what I created here, and you're gonna see that right here. So you can see it's a little bit of a different color. So I did a total of 4 of these exactly the same, and when you see the other sheet, when I had them all together in the configuration layout, you can see that this was this. So I can foresee that some people would prefer all of their motifs to be the same color as well. So we're gonna leave that choice up to you, and the yarn choice, I'm suggesting Karen 1 pound, but you can also make a choice that matches your lifestyle too. So to begin, I'm gonna recommend a 6.5 millimeter size K crochet hook and Karen 1 pound yarn. You can choose any yarn that matches your lifestyle, and it doesn't even have to be a worsted yarn. It could be something completely different. Just make sure that the hook complements the yarn. So you're going to notice that we're going to go in complete circles. Now the thing about it is that I'm not putting this crochet along so that it's a lot of spaces in between as far as time. So what I found with myself is that if you can crochet so much faster if you work in sections like an assembly line. Think about assembling a cars. Not one person assembles a car, it's a group of people, and it works down the line. So what I strongly suggest to you is do all of your number of motifs all in the round 1, and then put it aside, and then start round number 2 on all of them as well. And you want to make sure that you're mixing your colors in between in order to make things work. So what I would recommend is work yourself in an assembly line format, and you'll find that this will move a lot faster and you'll get this done. And if you're on a target for Christmas, you'll probably get it done quicker too. And finally, in clue number 1, we have only 3 rounds to do, but you have to times that by the number of motifs that you're going to do. So whether it's 50, 52, or if you decided to make your own configuration, just make them the number of motifs that you're going to need before progressing then even further. So what I would strongly recommend, as I mentioned, is do all of round 1 for all your entire motifs, and then come back and do all of round 2, and then come back and do all of round 3. Therefore you don't need to pull up this sheet of paper because you'll get it into your mind on memory and being able to crochet so much faster. So this will be available in the more information of this video as well. So without further ado, you're gonna need a tapestry needle for sure. In order to play with this particular project, you're gonna want to weave in your ends and get those in. Now some of them I buried the yarns underneath the stitch work like you technically would, but I did throw it through a washer to block it at the end just for my own personal preferences. Anything that really is not secured enough though will pop out, so you want to make sure that you're taking care of your loose ends as you go. So without further ado, you think you're ready? Well, I'm ready. Let's get going. So let's begin round number 1. We're going to chain 4 to start and slip stitch it to make a ring, and then we're gonna chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. We're then going to double crochet 6 more. So with this one plus the 6 gives you the number of 7, and then you're gonna do 3 trebles and then 7 and then finish off with 3 trebles and then join it back. So it's really quite an easy one to be able to remember. So when I'm gonna count here and I'm gonna say this is chain 3 counts as a double crochet, I'm gonna say that's 1 and then 2 and so on. So it just makes it easier to remember. So I'm gonna start off with green and I'm gonna revisit this color on the end of round number 9. Again, the color formats are completely up to you. Let's chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and slip stitch it to this beginning chain and pull through to form the ring, and there is the center ring of your motif. So let's begin round number 1. Chain up 3 counts as a double crochet, so count that and just say to yourself that's 1, and I want you to double crochet 6 more times. So let's go to the next one, double crochet right into the ring, and let's say that's 2 and continue. 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So the chain 3 and the 6 double crochets, that gives you a total of 7. I would just quickly double count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next 3 are trebles. So this is what's gonna create it to be like the oblong shape that you're needing. So wrap the hook twice and treble 3 times into the ring. So 1, wrap it again twice. This is 2 and 3. So that's officially one side of your ornament done. You can see that it's kind of lobbing out, which is what you want, and now you're gonna come back into the ring and do 7 double crochets. So let's count those out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And if you're running out of space, just move it, just kind of pull on it and put 3 more trebles into the center ring. There's a lot going on in that ring. So 1, another treble for 2, and 3. So just pull it around if you need to, and then just slip stitch it nicely to the beginning chain 3. And I want you to pull this through and through, and there is the center of your ornament. What I want you to do now is cut your yarn, and let's do that. And we're gonna pull through, lock it, and what I would strongly recommend at this point, just take this yarn strand. It only takes a few seconds, so don't think that it's gonna scare you, and just put it through the back side 3 times. So once, and when you pull through it, don't pull so that it's gonna warp it. So 2 and 3, and then you can safely cut your yarn strand. If you went over top of the beginning one, then you can just safely cut it, but if you didn't, just weave that in as well. So let's continue then into round number 2. So let's talk about round number 2. We're going to start off with chaining a 3. Watch how I join it though, because it's abnormal, and the reason why I'm doing it in the way that I'm about to show you is that it will look very obvious if you do it conventionally. So I'll be showing you that. Each one of these, there's 2 back post double crochets in them. So that will give you a total of 20 of them, and there's an easy way to count to make sure that you get that at the end. So here's what we have so far. Okay, you'll notice that it looks a little bit weird right now, but that will settle out in time, and again you pretty much don't even notice that on the blanket or on the Afghan either. So let's begin number 2. Now I'm gonna suggest that you get all number 1 done first before moving to number 2, but this is your story. Write it any way that you wish. So let's begin round number 2. Watch how I join this. I am not going to create a slip knot. I repeat that, I am not gonna create a slip knot. What I want you to do is that I want you from the back side right here, and I want you just get that first chain 3, just go up and in and toward the back. Okay, so you're just in behind, so that's gonna be a back post, so just coming in the front and get that chain 3 so that it's around the hook. Then just grab this yarn and pull through and let the straggler just fall out of the way. You're going to use a tapestry needle in to secure that. The reason why you're doing that is that this will look consistent as being a regular stitch. And now I want you to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. Going in the back post only, I want you in that same post go in the back. So just out from the back and then stay towards the back side and just double crochet. So back post double crochet. And so each one of these posts will have 2 back post double crochet. So wrap the hook coming in and out and double crochet as normal. So in and out. In time you get used to that motion, so you just go immediately to the next one. What I strongly recommend that you do is once in a while, before you get too far, just take a peek at the front, and I'm gonna show you a mistake that you could run into. So you can see that I'm grabbing each one of these posts properly. It is very possible I'm gonna do it in air, so, and I've done this which I've had to frog out. So I come in from the outside and I go back, but watch, I'm going to accidentally separate one of the strands that is in the posts, and I'm gonna back post double crochet, and look what happens. So you don't grab the whole post. So you wanna make sure that you're grabbing each one of the posts fully. So I want you all the way around, just 2 back post double crochets around in each, and then I'm gonna show you easy way to double count and check without really having to do too much work. So you wanna verify that at the end. So please do 2 back post double crochets around each. So I'm coming all the way back around. I've actually technically done. So what I want to do is that I want to keep an eye and count these so that it's a total of 20 sets of 2, and that's a total which gives you 40. So what I do is that I look for what is consistent. So I say this is 1. See how this is jumping up? That's 2. Jumping up as 3 because there's 1 right beside it. So let me restart. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So if you can just count quickly like that, it just makes a lot of sense. And then I want you to join it to the first chain 3 that you started with, and then just pull up a loop through and then get rid of that loose end. So when you turn it over, you want to take care of this one here because that's just sitting in there, right? So let's just trim our yarn and just pull this through. So what you have to do, this one here is just resting in there because there was no knot applied. So you can either wait till the end or you can just do it now, which I would strongly recommend you do it as you go. It's just easier. And then just come in and just tap it back into the blue. Okay, don't even touch that green. So just go through once, and again don't pull on it so it's gonna warp it. So just once through a different path, twice, and finally a third time is a charm. Get rid of that, and then I want to get rid of the other loose end in there as well. If you have better ways, of course I want you to exercise your own creativity and just put the other one in. And then just hide that one in as well. So once and twice. I don't have a fear of hiding in loose ends, and 3 times because it means that you were done the step. And it only takes you a few minutes as well, like a moment or 2. I think it takes me about a minute and a half. And then just trim it right down to the project, and then you're good to go for round number 3, which will be the conclusion, and just kind of shape it a bit, and you can see it looks like an oval. So let's begin round number 3. So let's get into final round number 3 for today's tutorial, and number 3 is going to start off exactly how you did and joined number 2. It's going to go into the back post of this one here. Doesn't look like it's going to, but in this diagram, but that's what the instructions are. And then the next one is in the front post. So you're not actually increasing any stitches, you're using what you know. So it's back, front, back post, front, back, front, back, front, all the way around, and then therefore it's going to expand beautifully. So let's get started for round number 3. So let's begin round number 3. Just leave an extra long tail, and then I want you to come into the chain 3 of where you started the last round. So just coming from the back and out to the back, grab the loop, pull through, let the straggler fall to the back, and then just chain up 3. So 1, 2, 3. That is your first back post double crochet. Now around the next post it's going to be front post, so just wrap the hook coming from the side and back out the other side, and then the next one, this one, is going to be in the back post. So just wrap it and come from the back and stay towards the back. So that's all this round is. So the next one is a front post, and the next one is a back post, and so on. So please do that all the way around for round number 3. When I come back all the way around, the last one will be a front post double crochet, because the first one that we had was a back post double crochet. So I know that I'm ending properly. So you can either double count, and you can just count the ones that are in the front. There should be a total of 20 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Once you're satisfied with that, please just then slip stitch to the first chain 3. Pull things nice and tight, and what I want you to do, I've already shown you how to weave in your ends, so I'm not gonna show you that again. So I'm just gonna cut my yarn, and I need you then to secure in your loose ends, and then especially that one that you started off with, because it's just suspended in there, just make sure that it goes up through the yellow. So then that's gonna be it for today. So I need you to get all of your motifs done to this point up to round number 3, and then next video we're gonna start doing more of the fun stuff. So let's begin, and let's say that's it for today, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. In today's tutorial we're going to do 4 through 7. So we're just going to pick up on this particular project, and then we're going to begin and working 4 through 7. So it's going to take you through almost most of this particular motif. You're going to do all of your motifs, and then come back, and then we're going to go back and do 8 through 9 together next time. So now let's get 4 through 7 done. So in round number 4 we're now going to switch where we were finishing off. See how we were finishing off in number 3, this area here? We're going to come and we're just gonna eye up the outside one. So just kind of pull on it, and you can kind of see where it's making its oblong the most, and you're just going to join it then to the one that we have here. So let's just look at this one stitch here. This is a back post double crochet, so we're gonna go to the back post double crochet here, and then that's where we're gonna start. We're going to start off really uniquely. I'm gonna show you how to do that. It's kind of abnormal. It breaks the rules of crochet, but who cares, right? It's Christmas. So then you're going to skip this next stitch here, and then bean stitch into the next. So it's a bean, skip, and so on. So let's begin round number 4. Let's test, see if you know what you're doing. So let's begin. Just pull on it if you don't see where the edging could be, and you're looking for a back stitch or a back post. Okay, so it's right here. Okay, so, and I can kind of see this is kind of where we finished off before, so it should be off to the side, and you want to start on a back post here. So what I want you to do is that I want you to start it off really kind of interesting. So you're going to create a slip knot. You can do that this time. Other times you couldn't, and I want you to put it onto the hook, and we're gonna break the rules of crochet. So watch how we do it. We're gonna come in the back post, or sorry, the back post stitch only, and just go in that one. And what I want you to do is that I want you to scoop that yarn and pull it forward, but do not pull it through the one that's already on the hook. And now you have 2. That is gonna be your first single crochet. That's an exception. There is this is breaking the rules of crochet. So we're gonna start off with the bean stitch. So this one that you just pulled through is considered the first part of the bean stitch. To do the remaining of the bean stitch, you're gonna wrap the hook going into the same stitch, and then just going in and then pull and then wrap and pull through. And you're going to do that one more time. So wrap and into the stitch and pull through, and I'll show this to you again. So now what you're going to do is you're going to pull through everything on the hook. Okay, so not just portion, pull through everything. So wrap and pull through everything. Now in the diagram it shows that there is 2 chains in between the bean stitch. So the first chain is going to lock it, and the second chain is just to expand into the next one. So come into the next stitch, that is the back post, and let's bean stitch. So you're just gonna come into the stitch, so going in, yarning over, pulling it through, and then let's do 2 of what we need to do to finish it. So we wrap the hook into the same stitch, pull through, and then wrap and into the same stitch, pull through. Now that you have these all on your hook, there's a total of 6 loops. Pull through all of the 6, lock it, so there's chain 1 and then chain 2, and then move to the next one. So you're just looking for the back, the one that's the back post. So in, pull through, wrap and go through, pull through again, wrap and in, pull through. There's 6 loops again on the hook, and then yarning, pull it through, in. So let's chain 2. So the first one locks it, the second one expands. So I'm gonna show you one more time. So into the next one, pull through, wrap and in, pull through, and wrap and in, pull through, and then pull through all of 6, and then chain 1 locks it and 2 progresses around. I want you to do that all the way around. There will be a total count of 20 of these bean stitches all the way around. Please do that now for round number 4. So I'm coming all the way back around. I got my last bean stitch. I'm going to chain 1 to lock, chain 2 to progress, and when I go to join it, watch this. This is so important. See how that it's kind of coming in and it's locked? That's where you want to join it. If you join it here, it'll pull this apart. You want to keep it so that the bean looks consistent, and that's where you want to go. So what I want you to do is just slip stitch that through, get rid of this yarn, and we're gonna progress into round number 2. Round number 2 is a really fun, or round number 5, sorry. I'm thinking because it's the first tutorial we're going on to round 2. So this is really cool. So you can weave in your ends pretty much with this one here, and just weave it in and out of some of the stitch work, and then we're gonna progress to round number 5. I think you're gonna love round number 5 because it's one of my favorite rounds. So let's begin round number 5. So what we have here is that it's another bean stitch. So what we're going to do is that we are going to join it, okay, and we're going to join it right into this section here. Okay, see this points? It was hard for Daniel to do that. So everything is going into these ones that we've been skipping over when we did the last bean stitch. So what's gonna happen is that you're gonna bean right over top of this chain, trap it underneath, and then you'll lock it in and then put your chain. So you put your chains and then come into the next one, skipping right over top. So there's gonna be a total of 20 bean stitches there too. So let's begin to do that one, and let's see how you do. So keeping it up so it's oblong, and you just want to go to the one that's been skipped. Okay, you could go to that one or this one. It really kind of doesn't matter too much. And so you'll later on in the tutorial you'll be able to see where things make sense to be able to eye it up in order to get number 7 to be right. So I'm gonna go right into this one. So I'm just gonna already have it on the hook as a slip knot, and I am going to do the same trick I did before. So I'm just gonna wrap it and pull through, and I got 2 loops on the hook. That is gonna be my first part of the bean stitch. So now you're gonna wrap the hook and coming into the same one and pull through and wrap and in and pull through, and you have your 6 loops again. Pull through all 6 and chain 1 will lock it, 1 and 2, and then move to the next one. So you're gonna come immediately into here and you're gonna trap that one so it sandwiches it down. So just coming into the next one, going right up over top of that pink one. Do you see that? Pull through, and then going in and doing the bean stitch as you know it. So what this is doing, it's doing a visual break of that pink to make it look more polka dotty, right, or more dotted line. So 1 to lock, 2 to progress. So coming into the next one, and you're gonna bean. You will get pretty fast at this, and then pull through all of them. 1 to lock, 2 to progress. I want you to do that all the way around, so these items here will be resting right in between the pinks. Now as you get back around to number 5, you're gonna notice it's kind of buckling up on you. Do not worry about that, okay? So don't, it will settle out. The reason why that's happening is that we started off with an oval, and then the next few rounds that we've done, the next 4, we have not done anything on the ends to make the oblong shape continue. So it wants to naturally buckle in, but it's gonna fix itself in the future. So I've got my last bean stitch, so 1 to lock, 2 to progress. Again, the same thing like I showed you with the pink. Do not fasten off onto the top here. Go right where the 2 are being locked in. Do you see that? Also being locked in right there. And then pull through and through. Weave in your ends, and let's begin then round number 6 together. So let's progress into round number 6. So just eyeing up where you think that it's going to go, and this here is just going to be 1 single crochet in the top of the bean stitch, and then there's going to be 2 single crochets into the chain 2 space. So 1 into the bean, 2 into the space, and you're gonna do that all the way around. There's no difference for where you are in this. It's gonna be the same. So you're continuing the circle to be made, and then round number 7 we get back into the oblong shape. So let's begin round number 6. So let's begin round number 6. I'm gonna create a slip knot because I can, and what I want to do is that I want to go in the top of the last bean stitch. So just kind of follow it up and go right into a top of one of those. So you have to decide where you're going to go into the bean stitch. I'm recommending where you joined it, those kind of spaces. So do you see how it's kind of coming in around? That's the top of the bean stitch. This is your chain 2. So just coming up right into the end, go into the top, and let's just join it. So just pulling it through. So you get your 2 loops there, and then just pull through the 2, and then that's a single crochet. It's kind of breaking the rules of crochet, but I don't care. So what we have here is that the chain 2 is that there's gonna be 2 single crochets in it. So 1 and 2. The bean stitch is next, so you have to go into the same spot to stay consistent. So it's right here. And then the next chain 2 space is 2 single crochets. So please do that all the way around for round number 6. So I'm coming up to the end of round number 6, and I'm just going around the last chain 2 space, and I'm going to join it to the top of the, or to the beginning single crochet, and then fasten off. So you can kind of pull on it now, and you see it's almost sitting flat. So you can see what happened is that these 2 single crochets in between the beans forces the stitches to push out. So even though it was kind of buckling before, it will now start unbuckling, and it will continue to unbuckle even more. So it's gonna lay nice and flat for you pretty much at this stage. Get rid of these loose ends, and let's go on to round number 7, the final for today's tutorial. Okay, this is your final for this tutorial today. So what you're going to have is that we're going to start off in the top of the first single crochet, that kind of where we finished off before, and we're gonna chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and then the next 2 are trebles. And I know what you're thinking, well, this is treble, why is that representing a double? Just the way it shapes when you're done, this looks better if this is a chain 3 instead. So that's why I did that. So technically this should be a chain 4, but when I did that it looks like sin to put it mildly. Then there's gonna be 2 double crochets in a row, then 2 halves, and then 21 of these single crochets around, then 2 halves, 2 doubles, and the next one will have 3 trebles, and then 2 doubles, 2 halves, and then 21 back across, 2 halves, 2 doubles, and join. It's really not that hard. So what you have to just do is keep an eye on your counts, make sure you get your 21s, and let's begin to do the final round for this part of this series. Let's do number 7. So let's begin round number 7. Just for absolute transparency, this color that I'm about to use is not in this Afghan. I can't find one of my colors. I don't know why. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go into the top of the first single crochet where we finished off. You notice that it's still in line with the work. So you're gonna come into there, and you're just going to join it. So you notice that I never created a slip knot first. So I just coming in through, and I want to chain a total of 3. So 1, 2, 3, and this is gonna count as a treble for this time only. In the same one that I did the join, I want to treble, and I want to treble twice, and go right up over top of that straggler to trap that into position. So that was 1 treble, and treble one more time. So with the chaining of 3 and the 2 trebles, that gives you your point at the end. The next 2 in a row, continue going up over the straggler, is going to be a double crochet. The next 2 in a row are each going to be a total of 2 half double crochets. And now I'm going to let the straggler fall. 21 in a row will each be a single crochet. I'm going to stay with you with this one. So let's count it out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that was going to be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 single crochets in a row. Now we're going to continue to get a little bit bigger now, so the next 2 will be halves. So 1 and 2. Okay, the next 2 in a row will each be a double, and then finally you're back at the point. Okay, so the point's here. So if you kind of look at it, it's directly across. So let's get that point. So there's going to be 3 trebles into the next one. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Now the next 2 in a row, we're going to get smaller again, is going to be a double. So 1 and 2, and then the next 2 are halves. So 1 and 2, and then 21 again. So let's stay with you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Okay, so we have a total of, should be 4 stitches left, which is true. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we got a half, and I'm going to show you a trick too. And a half, and there's 2 left. I want to show you a trick. When you go to slip stitch stuff, it tends to leave a gap. So I want you to double crochet the next one, which you should be, but watch what I'm going to do. See, the space is looking a little bit too big. This is completely cheating, but again, this is Christmas. I've really given free stuff away, free ideas. So what I would do if I were you and you were me, and you will not see this because it's in my Afghan, the next 2 I would put together. So just wrap the hook going into the next stitch, pull through, and then pull through 2 and hold it. This is not a stitch. This is part of the slip stitching over. So just go wrap the hook and going into that same spot, pull through, then pull through 2 and hold it. And therefore you have 3 loops on the hook, pull through all 3, and that last one plus the spacing makes it only 1 stitch, therefore you don't lose any counts, and then you slip stitch it to the top of the chain 3. And that is a way to fill it in to make it look like it belongs. I know, completely cheating. So that's it for today's tutorial. This is going to be leaving you off at round number 7. Get all of your motifs done, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do 8, 9, or sorry, going to do 8, 9, and 10 is the final joining rounds that we'll get into, and that'll be next time. So weave in your ends at this time, and we'll see you next time here on the Christmas Boho Stitch Along. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today is rounds number 8 through 9. So we're only going to do 2 rounds today to get yourself right to the edge, and what we're going to do on number 10, which is next time, is that we're going to figure out how to join these things and then do a final border. So without further ado, let's progress your motif now through rounds number 8 and 9. Let's begin. So in this part of the tutorial you've already done now 1 through 3, and now you're moving on. Then you did 4 through 7 here. Now look at this puppy. This is the finale and we're going to do 8, 9 and 10. So 8 and 9 are pretty straightforward, a matter of getting around. It's gonna be the 10th one that's gonna throw you for a balance. Because I designed this, people statistically do not like to sew anything together. So I've designed it so that these are loops that will join into each other. So the very first time you ever do your first motif, it's gonna look like this. So let's begin to do round number 8. I'm gonna create a slip knot first and we're going to join it to the top of the middle of the trebles. So this was the chain 3, this was the treble, and that was the treble, so it's the middle one. That's where you want to go. Let's just join it there and let's just do my famous you know, cheating the system. So I got it on there, pull it through, you have 2 loops, okay, and then just pull through and that's your first single crochet. Now I want you to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and I want you to come back into the same treble and I want you to single crochet. So now you're going to jump around this whole thing except for the very middle one on the other side. That's where you're going to put the same thing that I just showed you. So let's continue to go around. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next. So chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next. I want you to do that until you get to the other side here. I'm gonna meet you there. Make sure that you got your information correct. So chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next. Please do that all the way around. Well, to the middle section. I'll see you there in a moment. So as I'm coming around, just chain 1, skip 1, I end up landing on the middle one of the 3 trebles. So that's not a fluke, that is counting properly. So you're going to single crochet that one, then you're going to chain 3 and single crochet back into that same one and then continue on. So just chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, and please do that all the way then back to the beginning, and that is awesome. So I'll see you at the end of this round. So coming back to the end, I have 1 left, so just chain 1 and then just join it to the first single crochet that you had started with, and you're going to fasten that off. That was round number 8, and now let's fasten that off. I've already shown you how to do that in the other part of these tutorials, so do that and I'll see you back and let's get round number 9 done. So we're now already on round number 9. So number 9 we're going to join into the chain 3 space and then chain up 1 and single crochet into the same one. You can do that same special join like I've been showing you. Chain 2, single crochet back in, and then you're gonna chain 1, jump over the single crochet and go right into the chain 1 space for 2 single crochets, and you're gonna do that all the way around with the exception to this side. Again, right on the edge you just want to do it a little bit differently. Single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the side. So we're going to begin to do this. Now this color, remember strategy, I talked to you about that. So this is round number 9. So this color here is going to be used on number 9 so it's consistent. So this color, the white, and number 9 were consistent and everything else was completely random inside. Let's begin round number 9 together. So let's begin round number 9. You can join it like I've been kind of showing you. So right in the edge, right in the chain 3 space, you're just gonna pull it through and then just scoop it. You get 2 loops, pull through both, and that's your first single crochet. You're going to chain only 2 this time, and then in the same space I want you to put in a single crochet. So for this round here I want you to chain 1 and come to the next chain 1 space. It's in between these 2 white that you see, and you want to put in 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. This is gonna group it together beautifully. It's gonna look great. So chain up 1, go to the next space and put in 2 single crochets. So I want you to do that and get to the halfway point. I'll see you over here in just a moment. When you get to the halfway spot right at the end, I want you to place in a total single crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet, and then keep on moving. So chain 1 and move to the next space with 2 single crochets into it, and then chain 1 and then move to the next. Please do that all the way to the back to where you had started. Okay, when you get all the way back around, just got the 2 in there, chain up 1 and then just join it to the first single crochet that you had started with. So we're going to move on to round number 10. So round number 10 will change depending on where you are in the Afghan, but the very first time you ever do a motif, it's gonna look like the pattern that is completely on that sheet. So everything else from that point then has to be considered when joining to its neighbor, but you have to have one done before you can start joining to another. So that's kind of a neat thing. So what we're going to do then is that we're gonna go back to our paperwork and let's determine where we're gonna go from this point. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. It's my friends over at yarnspirations.com. Today is the final for the boho ornamental Afghan. So what we're going to be doing today is that we're going to do your final round like so, and then what we're going to do is the first one will be complete like this, and then the rest of them will join as you go so that they start puzzling together. Before I begin, you're going to need a 6mm size J crochet hook for this particular size. As we do it, it's smaller than what we have been using. I found that it was better to reduce your hook for this joining to make it a little more snug, and it actually sits down more properly as well. So let's go through what we're going to be doing today, and let's begin. So figuring out how these puzzled together actually took me quite a bit of time to do it, and then I just had to make sure that everything sat down properly. So what I'd recommend is that we start off in the beginning like so, and then we're gonna work our way across, and we're going to join just on the tips of each one of these. So as you do the first one, you have to do that one complete, and then the next one we join to this piece over here, and then we continue around and so on, and we do all 5. So we're going to work our way what is called as rows. So Daniel helped me actually describe this even better. So it's got row 1 and then row 2. So row 2 kind of goes in like a nesting area like so, and it just settles in between 2 pieces. Then what we have is that we have row number 3. Row number 3 is also gonna nest, but you also have a section out here. So this is called the first motif of row 3, and this is the last motif of row 3. And row 3, basically every other one like so is the same all the way down, and then the ones in the middle is the same as you see. So what we're going to do today is that I'm gonna take you through each section of the joining, and it's actually really quite easy to be able to do it. And if you go strategically from one side to another and start building it, then it becomes really quite straightforward, I hope. Let's go back to the instructions because there's a lot of writing there and I want to decipher it for you. So Daniel and I worked together to be able to create this whole diagram idea, and he really came up with some ingenious ideas as well to be able to present this to you. Originally this was gonna be several pages and it was gonna be really too complex. So we're gonna start with our first master motif, and we're gonna go all the way around creating the spaces that we need. We're then going to jump to the second part where you go alongside of it, and then we're going to join these 2 pieces together right here, and you'll do 5 of those all the way down. You're then going to move up to the next row, and you're going to join into these, and the arrows are pointing where things need to go, and then you continue along to the other side. So then you end up going down to row number 3, and row number 3 sticks out at the end, so you're just coming around and then you start joining it in certain sections and then also joining it across. So what I have done to make it easier for myself during the designing is that I labeled each one of the spaces from 1 to 10. So it's 1 going to 10, and then 1 going to 10. So you notice that there's 2 10s. That's intentional. So the 1s are the same for both sides. So whether you're going 1 to 10 on this side or 1 to 10 on this side, it's identical. So if you can understand that there's a number to the spaces, it actually makes it a lot easier when you're going to puzzle your stuff together, because this is what that means. So this number 1 space, for example, when you do 10, you're gonna reach over and just attach it to this 10, and then this 10 goes through this loop and into that 10, so it holds everything stable, and then 9 to 2, 8 to 3, and etc. So as you chain, you slip stitch over and then chain, and then just single crochet back into the motif. I found with myself it took me 3.5 hours to do this entire joining process of the whole Afghan, so I found it didn't really take too much time. I was really quite happy about that, to be honest with you. And then what we're going to do is that you see that there's a final border. It's just 1 round, and we're also going to cover that today in today's tutorial. So what we also have is we have the written instructions. We wrote it to the best of our ability. You may find anything. If you find anything, just let us know in the comments and we'll try to adjust. And it took me, like, you have no idea how long it took me to write this, because it's really a lot of words for really something that's kind of simple when you see it in such a diagram like this. So you're gonna get all the way to the end, and then we just have 1 border round to go all the way around and then that's it. So let's begin. We're gonna start off with the first motif, which we have called as the master. So you need to create one motif completely with all of its borders before you can continue to the rest of the joining. So let's grab one motif and let's begin. So we're gonna begin with the master motif. This is on the first one, and we're gonna go all the way around completely without joining to anything because it has to be done first. And then once we start with the next motifs, we start then joining as things get done. So we're gonna start with the first one and work our way down. So if you look at the overview of this whole project, is that you can see that you have 5 in a row that go around. So we're gonna do all of this here, but I'm just gonna show you how it's joining once, because once you understand it, you just follow it across. Also what I did is that I laid these on the floor in the order that I thought they would be awesome. So I just kind of puzzled it all together. So these are completely random, so that there's no rhyme or reason to the coloring. It was just completely random, and it looks amazing when it's done. So let's begin. Master motif. We're gonna do the final row for number 10. So I recommend that you turn your motif up and you create a slip knot to begin. And you were gonna go into the chain 2 space, and I would do that special joining. So just pull it through, and you have 2 loops, pull through 2, and then that's your first single crochet, and I want you to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Coming back into the same spot, I want you to single crochet, and now we're gonna work our way around. So this is what's gonna happen when it's on an edge. The only difference is if you're attaching it to a neighbor in the future, it'll be chain 3, slip stitch, chain 3 back, and then single crochet back in. So to move around the rest of this edging, you're going to just chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and go into the next space that's available to you. Just like that, and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and into the next space, and you're gonna do that all the way to the other side right here, and I'll see you there in just a moment. So chain 3 and single crochet in the next space. So I'm coming up to the final peak, and I'm gonna chain 3 and then come into the final peak, and you're going to chain 6. So single crochet first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and coming back into the same space, single crochet, and then carry on. So just keep turning and chain 3 and go into your next space. Okay, it's right there, and then chain 3 and so on. I'll see you at the end of this rotation. This is the master motif. I'm coming all the way around to back to where I started, and then this is, you gotta join it over here, but you gotta chain 3 first. So 1, 2, 3, and then just join to the beginning single crochet, and you're done. I highly recommend that you use your tapestry needle and get rid of your loose ends immediately instead of waiting towards the end of the project. So let's grab our scissors here somewhere and just cut your strand long enough that you can just get that onto a tapestry needle. So just pulling it through. You really will have, like if you're doing the size I want, like there's 50 to 52 motifs. You can do smaller or bigger if you want to, but if you just get rid of your loose ends right now, they'll be easier to deal with this at the end of the project instead of working through it at the end. So just go back and forth the total of 3 times, and it will be out of your hair and out of your space, and you're good. So that was the master motif. It's completely done by itself. Let me back out the camera here, and so this is what it will look like. And now we're going to start our second motif, and the only difference between the second motif and this motif is that when we go to start, we're going to join it to this piece here. So we're just gonna put it aside and then start and then join it immediately here and then go all the way around. Let's do second motif, first row. So let's begin the second motif. So the rest of the motifs along the first row is gonna be exactly the same. So we're gonna start up and we're going to join, and we're going to chain 3, slip stitch to this chain 6 space, and then chain 3, and then come back in and then continue all the way around as normal. So the only place that you're gonna join it is immediately right here. We decided to actually have you join it immediately because it gets it out of the way, and then you can have a better experience. Let's begin to do second motif, first row. So let's do the second motif of the first row. So the rest of the motifs in the first row will be exactly the same kind of join. Start it up and then go into the chain 2 space, which is the very edge of your motif. So let's just join it the special way. So just looping it, pulling it through. You have 2 loops, pull through. That's your first single crochet. So we immediately want to join it to the first one here. So we're going to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and slipping up underneath the chain 6 space of the other one. So go up underneath, make sure you're always grabbing them underneath so it's consistent, pull through, and that's a slip stitch. And now chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and come back to the space that you started and single crochet. Now I'm not gonna drag you all the way around for the remaining of this because the fact is that you just did it when I showed you this. So chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, go to the next space and single crochet, so 1, 2, 3, next space. When you get all the way to the other side, the point is exactly what you already know. You're gonna single crochet, chain 6, single crochet back in, and then continue around. I'll see you at the end of this rotation. This is second motif, which is the remaining motifs for all of row number 1, and how you join, and you will notice that they'll all be joined at the tip. So when you go to do the next one, you'll join the next one to this point over here so that you have a straight row of 5 in a row, depending on the size that you want to do, of course. I'll see you at the end of this rotation. So just finishing up the second motif for round number 1, you're gonna chain 3 and then just join it to the beginning single crochet. I want you to weave in your ends like I just showed you with the first one. I'm not gonna show you that procedure again because I don't need to, because I did already. So just weave in your ends here, and then meet me here. We're going to move down to the second row and explain how that's done next. We're now going to move down to the second row. So you're gonna do all of your 5 on the top. Now the second row just nests in between. So you're gonna have this one that jets out, the master, and you're going to start immediately here. And what I want you to notice is that the ones here never attach to a side piece. You see that? So this one over here, they attach to each other, but because there's nothing here, there's nothing to attach to. So what I want you to do is that we're gonna start off, and then we're going to start immediately just joining from the second gap, which is the next one, to the 9th gap here. Number 10s on both sides never attach to each other when it comes to this. They only attach when they're directly across. What I want you to pay attention to is that you're going to notice that there's consistency here. So because this is the second row and there's no motif up here, what's gonna happen is that you're going to loop around these chain 6 spaces when you go to do this. However, when you are down here and you have this motif, the only difference between this one and this one is that you loop across into number 10s and then back. Okay, so that's the only difference between this one here and this one. Then what's gonna happen in the third row, we're gonna jet back out, we're gonna start as normal, and then we're going to join straight across. So let's begin the second row, and we're going to start here and then begin joining as we go. Let's do the second row, the first motif. So before we begin, sometimes it's easier just to mark the stitches, kind of what I did when I first started it, but once you get used to it, it's pretty good. So you know that the joining here is number 1. So the next space is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So the 9th one here is where we're going to play first. So when we go to attach the next one that's right here, this is the first join that's gonna happen for that one. Right there. So then you have 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. So if that makes any sense. So these two here we're going to play together in the future when we attach the next motif that will be here straight directly across. So let's now begin the second row. So we know where this one is here, and we're going to be able to easily figure it out here as we're crocheting the next sample. Let's begin the second row. So let's begin the second row. We're going to start off immediately with a join right in the peak. So let's just join it the special way that I showed you. So just scoop it, you got 2 loops, just pull through there. That's your first single crochet and chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what would be the difference if this was not the first motif but it was actually the second one over here? You would chain 3, slip stitch to the next one, which would be back over here, and then chain 3 and then come back into the motif. So only it's chaining 6 directly when there's nothing to attach to. So hopefully that makes sense for you. So you're gonna come back into the same one. So we're going to immediately start joining, and I already marked my stitch where I want it to go. So I'm gonna chain 1 and scoop under that same space. That was the 9th space if you remember. I'm gonna get rid of my stitch marker. Scoop it for a slip stitch, chain 1, and then immediately come into the next space. on the one that we're working on. So chain 1, okay, and go to the next space and slip stitch it, chain 1, and then come back, and you keep doing that all the way across. So chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, and single crochet back in. So you're gonna notice it's gonna start puzzling together, and eventually you'll run out of spaces on this first motif that you're joining to. And when you run out, then you know you're on the 10s and 10s in the middle of the motif that you're trying to attach with this one. Okay, so I'm slip stitching. So this here is the last space before the edge, before the ending one. So just chain 1 and come back in. So there should only be 9 gapping spaces at this point. I haven't been counting, so I want to prove it. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and we have the 10th one here. So we have 1 2 3 4. So now we have it joined, and the next 2 are actually the middle spacing that is going to attach into this chain of 6 area here. If there was another motif sitting above here like it shows, you will go directly to the chain to the gapping of 10 spaces on this one here. But because there's nothing there, because it's the first time you're going across, you're going to go around that space. So how do we know that we're actually in the right gapping space? You can count it. So this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. So 10 and 10 are left empty so far. So what you're going to do when you're joining it and there's nothing else up here, you're going to chain 1, go around the first chain 6 space from underneath, slip stitch it, chain 1, and come back in. So that was number 10, and we're gonna do it again another 10. So chain up 1, going into the other side, okay, from underneath, chain 1, and come back. And so now your 2 middle chain 2 middle gapping 10s are now taken up. So now you're going to continue then down here, joining it to over here. You should actually work it out. So I'm gonna put a stitch marker just to prove it, but I wouldn't do it if it were me. So it's just we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. So this 9th one is exactly where we're going to stop. You will be able to notice when you're ready to stop anyway, but I want to just put it there just to prove it. So let's continue. We're going to chain up 1, and then we're going to come into the next space that's available to you. This is the 2nd space. Chain 1, slip stitch back in, and keep on joining. So chain 1, slip to the next one, chain 1, coming back in, chain 1, slip, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, slip, so I'm not counting, as you noticed. I'm just letting I am confident in the number of stitch gaps that I have because I've been diligent in counting throughout the whole project. Okay, so this is my last gapping space on this side, so I must be very close to done. So I'm gonna chain up 1, slip, look, it's the 9th one, chain 1, and then I come into the outside to the last one, number 1. I continue now. I don't have any more joining to do, and I'm just gonna continue as I know it. So you're gonna chain 6, so 1 2 3 4 5 6, back in, and I'm going to rotate around the remaining of this one here as I already know it. So I'm just going to just start chaining 3 and go into each space with a single crochet. So go around to the very beginning of this, and this is how you would complete this one. So you can see you've completed and joined on 2 sides, and we're gonna then continue from this point at the end. So I'll meet you at the end of this one. So I'm coming up to the final of the 2nd row. This is the first one, and I come to the first single crochet, and then I slip stitch it, and then I get rid of this end. So I've already shown you how to weave in your ends. Please do that. I'm going to review on how the remaining of row number 2 is done, because there's only one difference and it's how you start, and let's begin to do that next. So as we go back to the main photo, so we're on row number 2, so you can see that these just snuggle in between these and they stop just short. So the second row basically is stopping in between. Then the third row jets right back out again, and then in between, and jets and back. So what I want to show you now is, what if you have this one here? What is the difference between the first one that you laid in and the second one? Well, the difference is that the very beginning changes. So what we have here is that you're gonna start off chain 3, slip stitch to this chain 6, chain 3, and come back, and then begin joining like you did here. So this here is a repeat of what you're doing, just coming all the way across like so, and then when you come back around on this side there's nothing to join to, because it'll be the new section over here that you're going to go, and you're gonna continue to do that all the way around. Then for row number 2, this is the same as what you see over here on how these things are done in between. The only difference that's left now is that the first motif and the last motif is slightly different, because they come back out and jet back out, as you see. So the first motif that you see jutting back out, and the last motif that you see here. So you'll be repeating that each time. Let's begin to do this next section. So just to reiterate, if you're doing the next one here, you will have all these done. There will be 5 in the top. So the second row you will join to this first chain 6 space, and then just continue to just join things as you go. So you're going to ignore these 2 middle chain 10s, okay, as you go to join, because you're gonna worry about this next one that will come straight across, and then join into it, and then you just come along and then just work it all out just really quite easily. So let's begin to do this next section, where we're gonna start with the edge first, as if it's the first row on number the third row and beyond. So for the third row, for the beginning, you're gonna have the first motif, and we're gonna start off as normal, but on the 10s we're going to join directly to the master, to the one directly above. It could be another row, but directly above. The next one 10 is gonna go across, and it's gonna go through this chain 6 loop, and then attach, and then back. Okay, this all that's gonna happen there, and we're gonna be concentrating on that next. So let's begin to do the first motif in the third row. So let's get our first one prepared. We're gonna get our stitch marker out, and let's count out, so we know the first end is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and here is the beginning of 10 and 10. So there's 2 10s in a row, as you know. So we're going to just mark the first one, and that'll help us just make sure that we keep an eye. These ones here that are the next ones in line are also 10 of the one that you're about to join. So this 10 is gonna go over to here. This 10 here is gonna go through this loop and join, and then back. Let's begin. We're gonna start off on the tip like we had been before. So just coming in, and I can speed up a little bit. Now there's nothing to attach to because it's an end piece, so you're just going to attach, single crochet with that attachment, and then chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Coming back in, single crochet. So I'm going to do it as I normally would if it was a master or not attaching to anything. So just chain 3s, and then coming into the next spaces. So I'm just gonna quieten up for a bit and get myself to the chain to the 10 spot, so that I can start joining. So I want to verify my counts, because I want to verify that this was right. I don't think it's right, so I want to verify that. So we know the edge is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have the last one. This is the so we have 9, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it is technically right. So you're going to chain up 1 and come into the first 10 that you have from underneath, slip stitch it, chain 1, and come back. Okay, so that's your first 10 in. Chain 1, and I want you to scoop underneath the loop and into the 10 on the other side here, and pull through. That attaches everything together, chain 1 and come back like so. So your two number 10s are just now been joined straight across, and you're also holding the chain 6, which then makes it look complete. You're then going to continue as you already know it, so chain up 1 and come into the next chain 1 space, or sorry, next chain space, and just slip stitch and chain 1 and keep on going as far as around as you can go. So you're going to stop when you get to the final point of this one over here. So I'm gonna quieten up for a bit and I'll see you there in a second. And then coming into the last space, chain 1, and then I come into immediately to the point. Now there's nothing else to attach to, so all you're just gonna do is chain your 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then coming back in, then you just move around as you know it. Okay, so that would be how you would attach if it was the first motif. So you can see that this is going to jet out as you see. Let me back out the camera here, and this is going to jet out, and we're gonna fill it in a little bit with the border when we get to there. So this would be how you do the first one of the motifs. But what would happen is if you were doing the last one here, so let's just say for example this is the ending, so then you know, see how it jumps out here, it'll do the same thing on the other side. So let's take a look at the picture and show you. So in the last ones here, you see how these ones are left out. So what I want to do is I want to show you how that's done. So the rest of the remaining goes straight across. Now the only difference I told you, to make sure that it's very clear, the first time we did it we went around the chain 6 space, but these ones that nest in between, you're going directly across into the 10s when you go to do it and attach those together. That's the only difference of 10 here and there, is that you're going directly across. Here there's nothing to go to. Hopefully that's making sense. I'm a little worried that I'm not making any sense, but it wouldn't be my first rodeo and not making sense. So let me show you how to do the final one here of the ending, and I will be back in just a moment. So let's show you how to do the final one to attach. So let's just say for example that we were going to do the final. Okay, so then you have these hanging off the end of the bottom of your Afghan. So what you're going to do is that you're gonna start off immediately, and you're just gonna scoop it and make your single crochet. So these will already be in position, these ones here. So you're gonna chain 3 to attach. You're going to just scoop underneath, so a slip stitch, chain 3 to come back in there. Okay, so you're immediately because it's the thing, you're going to skip the 2 10s that you have here, and then you're going to start joining. So 1 and then just come into the 9s and attach. So I bet you're thinking, okay, well what if this was the other side before we had been going into around the chain 6 spaces, but in this case you didn't. The difference is that when you do the border, you're gonna go through this stuff and you're gonna hold it and pin it, and I do show you that when we get to the border. So you're just gonna work your way around. So the only difference between this row and others is that we want to join directly across. So it's kinda like it's nesting, but it's not. Lord, I don't even know if I'm making any sense. Okay, so we're gonna chain 1 and coming in. Look at the diagram if it helps you. Doing the attaching of this thing was probably the hardest thing word wise. I could visualize it, I could do it in no time, but once you understand how things puzzle, it's really quite simple. So explaining it is another thing. You notice that I'm not counting, I'm just using the spaces because I know the spaces are accurate for counting, because I've been very vigilant about it when I was crocheting these, and I did tell you to make sure that you do double counts and stuff. So you're just gonna come in. So the first time we're gonna come in, so this is gonna be the chain 10 space. So chain 1, go through this chain 6 loop from underneath, and then pick up the number 10 space on the other side. Slip stitch it, chain 1, come back. You're gonna do that again, so chain up 1 and this time go directly into the chain 10 or to the chain 10 space and come back. So just be vigilant that the first time you went through you went around this chain 6 space. The second time there is no chain 6 space. It's like how we started on this side. The first time we went into the chain 10, the second time we went in through the chain 6 space to hold it. And then you just continue all the way around as you know it. Then on the edge, because there's nothing to attach to, it's just chaining 6 and then do your 3s then all the way around. So this would be how to attach all of this together. And again, if you had another one and you were puzzling in between, you would just scoop directly the chain 10 spaces into these chain 10 spaces here. And what I would do if I were you and you were me, let me just get some extra yarn. What I would do is that when you go to scoop up, I would scoop around these spaces, like for your single crochet or for your slip stitching. I would go right around those spaces and chain 1 and then come back into this one here. So it kind of holds everything together and it makes everything look solid. So hopefully that makes sense for you. Just refer to the diagrams if you're going to. We're now going to go on with the border. The border is really quite simple and I'm going to show you how you can just make sure things work when you get into these kind of pieces here and into the middle sections here and of course the tops. Let's move along to the border next. So let's begin to do our border. We're going to start on the upper corner and work our way down and just zigzag our way all the way through. So what we want to do is we want to put these extended picots in, the extended picots right at the bottom, and here what we're going to do is that we're going to jump. So do you see how they are attached here? We're going to jump from one side to another and that will also fill it in to make it more solid. So without further ado, I'm going to show you this and I'm gonna get you started and then I'm gonna take you through to the areas that I think that you'll be stumped on and you're gonna go all the way around and then that concludes today's project. To begin, you are just going to start off and you were going to do right in the top chain 6 and you can do the special join. It just is easier. So just pull through. You get your 2 loops, pull through 2. You're going to do your picot. So you're gonna chain 3 and then sliding back into the 2 strands, just yarning over, pulling it through and through, and then single crochet back in. I need you to put in 3 of these picots into the top. So just slide it down and then do the next one. So you single crochet first, then picot. So chain 3 and then sliding in, pull through and single crochet to finish. So each one of these picots consists of 2 single crochets with a picot that separates them. Come back into the same space again. So single crochet to begin, chain 3 and then coming in, yarning over through and then single crochet. So now that you got your top peak done, you're going to slide. So each one of these spaces that you have, it's each going to get one of those picot situations. So you're gonna just go right to the next space, single crochet, chain 3. I don't know why I'm dropping stitches today. Just slide in, pull through and then coming in. Okay, so then jump to the next one, single crochet, chain 3 and picot. So what I'm gonna do is that I want you to just, I'm gonna just fast forward the video now. So I'm going to get myself to this situation over here. Remember how we skipped over? So what we're going to do is that we're gonna come down right into this section here, go right up over top of that to bury that in. So I'll see you there in just a moment. For tutorial reasons I'm just jumping to the spot. So I would have come across doing this and as you get closer you're still going to do your picots and I'm still dropping stitches and then single crochet. So the next space is this monstrosity right here. I want you to come directly into this one right here. So go right in and then make sure that everything else gets buried so it comes together. Chain 3, picot and then back in. So you're bringing everything together. Then come to the next one, just push them all together, single crochet and then you did your picot and single crochet back in, and as soon as you get that done, just move to your next one up here and then continue along. So the goal is basically to bury in where those two joined and then just get right into this section here. So that would be how you would do that. So next time I'm going to show you what's gonna happen that when you were in between a section, so at the very tops or the bottoms, and you're coming in between here, this is what I'm gonna show you next. So this type of situation is on the very bottom and the tops, so right where the peaks are at the very tops and or the bottoms. So what you're going to do when you get there, you would have come all the way across here and you're going to come right into this section. This is the last space on this side, and you are going to picot and finish it. Then you immediately jump to this next one right here and then picot that one. And what this is doing is that it's filling in an extra space once again to getting it to be a little bit higher and closer to the edge, just like you see, and then that fills that in, and then you continue then to move that up like so. So if you're using the same colors, it actually blends really quite well together, and it looks like everything belongs. I use different colors just so it's easier for you to see. So this would be how you would complete your border. So you just have to start off from the upper part and, you know, work your way down through, and then as you pass through you're just going to come across and then you just put those together. So this one, these ones here just get sandwiched together with the joins that you did. Then as you turn, you just fill in the spaces like I just showed you, the top of the peaks that you're going to put in your 3 picots, just like you see that we did at the very beginning of this, and this would be how you complete your border. So good luck, and this is it, and we hope to see your creativity really soon, and that's it for now. Have a great day, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye.